Honourable Ponnambalam, you can continue with your speech.
I haven't started, madam. How many minutes do I have? 10 minutes?
Yeah, you have 10 minutes.
Thank you. Honourable Presiding Member, I thank you for giving me some time to speak on this debate. I would like to say at the outset that unlike most members of the opposition, we see this bill in somewhat different lenses. Our view is that Sri Lanka, being a small country, needs to think innovatively if it wants to compete globally, particularly given the current pandemic situation where the global economy itself is in recession. Sri Lanka particularly will have to do that much more if it is to be competitive. So when you look at things from that perspective, our view is that to think in terms of special economic zones or whatever name that you want to call it, and to think in terms of being so innovative that you need to even at times look for amendments to the Constitution or bring in certain laws that require two-thirds majority, or even for that matter needing a referendum in order to create that space is not a wrong thing. This Constitution is 73 years old. You have already made 20 amendments and the problems are increasing. Divisions are getting worse within the country. Polarization is getting worse. This is a defunct constitution. Our position is that this constitution is currently kept alive purely on emotional grounds, purely on ethnic grounds. It doesn't make sense for you to centralize in this way. So in that sense, actually, the idea of a port city being created, looking at it in a totally different way to create foreign direct investments, to use it even as a laboratory to create job opportunities, create capacity building in a way that the rest of the country has failed, is not a bad thing at all. So our opposition to this bill, and we are opposing this bill, our opposition to this bill has nothing to do with the fact that if this bill was actually intended to generate an economic growth with that as the primary objective, then quite honestly, I don't think there is anything wrong. We are a party, Honourable Presiding Member, that has stated for quite some time that this unitary constitution is defunct. It is not relevant in today's era. Sovereignty in the sense of the way in which this government talks, or for that matter even the chief opposition, very unfortunately, the chief opposition tries to outbid the government when it talks about sovereignty. But this concept of sovereignty that you want to hug on to is a defunct concept. You can't want to be a part of the global economy and then want to close yourself also from it. So these are issues that have to be thought anew. This constitution itself is something that has to be thought anew. If this country is to compete in an era such as this, then taking drastic measures is something that ought to be welcome. That ought to be welcome. So we are not opposing this bill for the reasons that the government officially state they are bringing this bill for. Make no mistake, we are opposing the bill, but we are not opposing this bill for the reasons this government states it is actually bringing this Port City Commission bill for. The reality, Honourable Presiding Member, is that there is no such thing as a free lunch. In today's world, there is no such thing as a free lunch. And the fact remains that this government, like the previous Mahinda Rajapaksa government, has been the primary party in Sri Lanka that has thus far chosen to challenge the geopolitical balance that has remained a constant almost since the British departed this country. The reality is that the Mahinda Rajapaksa and now the Gotabaya Rajapaksa governments are China-centric. There is no running away from it. They are so China-centric that they use ideally good concepts, concepts that actually could be used for the benefit of the economy of the country in its most genuine sense, but rather to compromise this country's geopolitical strategic position in order to give an advantage to China. That is the reality that we contest. Because the Tamil people, Honorable Presiding Member, when a previous government of the J.R. Jayawardena era chose to go the way of the United States, again there was a geopolitical contestation that took place. That geopolitical contestation took place to a point where our neighboring power, India, chose to support the armed struggle in order to create leverage to prevent Sri Lanka drifting more and more towards the United States. That's the reality. In order to prevent Sri Lanka from becoming a US hub during the Cold War era, you had the adjoining superpower or the regional power looking for leverage in order to prevent it. Today you have created a situation where you have already brought in to this country a power that is contesting the hegemony of the neighborhood, a power that is choosing to challenge the current geopolitical balance that has existed in this region. That is what you're doing, and that we oppose. Because more than anyone else in this island, it is the Tamil nation that has suffered the most by your geopolitical extravaganzas. We don't want that to happen again. We don't want to be a party to that.
Honourable Member, you have 2 more
And it is
minutes.
for that reason that we oppose this bill. May I also say this, Honourable Presiding Member, and here's the tragedy. Here's the racism. Here's the communalism that most majority members of this House are reeking of. In the height of the peace process, when the LTT controlled areas under the ceasefire agreement, in order to facilitate talks, there was a concept of the ISGA that was offered, an interim self-governing authority that was offered. The governments concerned were prepared to consider federalism on paper. And it was in that background that the LTT offered the ISGA as a proposal. But you rejected it. As an interim measure itself, you rejected it. You chose to destroy, you chose to commit genocide in order to prevent the Tamil people in some way from getting some sentiment of self-governance. But today, you have no qualms, you have no hesitation of creating a similar concept for other purposes. For purposes, as I said, there is no free lunch. For purposes of serving the interests of competing global geopolitical powers. And that is the racism that this House reeks of, Honourable Presiding Member. And it is on that basis and it is in that same spirit that we reject this bill. And we hope that the Sinhalese people will realize,
Honourable Member, please wind up.
the irony and the tragedy in what is happening today. Thank you.